Greetings, everyone. One day I'm gonna do a live video, but I'm just not doing it now. But I'm going to do some lives eventually. Um, just want to say thanks to all my regulars, and this video is just for you. Like I said before, sometimes when I do my videos, I don't put tags. I leave it empty because I'm not trying to speak to other persons, so I don't put anything in the tag. So when people search, they find it. It's just for my people who subscribe to me. The ones who are there every single day or every time I upload. I really appreciate you. Sometimes I feel like I'm going through something, and the way you treat me, the way you deal with my uploads, it makes me feel like I just knocked on your door. You open to me and you say, what have you got to say? How do you need me? Every time you watch the video, I feel like, you know, if I need to talk about something, there is always someone somewhere who will listen, even if you don't say anything. I appreciate that. Now, I've been wearing this head tie for the last couple of days and I can't remove it. Every time I try to take it off, I feel weird without it. It's red. And in the African spirituality, go find out for yourself the symbolism of red. But I feel like I need this red. Somehow I feel my energy feels like it is in need of that protection. And I wake up this morning and I'm in Ogun mode. Shango at my left hand, but there's always Yamaya there to protect me. The spirit of Yamaya there to protect me from the enemy or the arrows that fly by noonday. If I can borrow some words from that, Psalms. Shango, SU, or Elegba. See, I can believe these things because they're part of my African spirituality. I don't believe some fairy tales given to me by other people. It is their story. It's not mine. I don't believe it. I don't celebrate it. I believe in everything that is African, everything that promotes me, everything that climbs down into my DNA or resonate with my ancestral memories. Yep, that's me. So I feel that the red that draws me now is the energies that surround me, that are my ancestors. That's what I want. I want to be surrounded by energies that stand ready to battle for me. I'm not in any hurry to speak today. Because sometimes I just, my mind is going a mile a minute. But today I'm going to take it easy. When you get bored, just click out. Because I have a few things to say. I'm from Jamaica. Okay? If I was born in Jamaica, then I can understand that the universe did not allow that to happen. It's not a coincidence. It's not an accident. It is deliberate. If I am in the skin that I'm in, the black skin that I'm in, or I'm trying to learn not to say that anymore, but you understand what that means. If I'm in this skin and the people who are of this hue come from a particular place, I must pay tribute to these individuals. I must respect them. I must honor them and value them like I see other people do their people. I admire people who love their people. Even sometimes when they do things against other people that looks foul, I still have to say at least they honor their past. They value their past. They celebrate their heritage. I love that. And I want to see the same of my people. I want to see us have the same love for our roots, love for our people, for the memories of our ancestors, for historical events and things that made meaning in our lives. And I understand that many of us don't know of those things, but it's not an excuse, because if you're not brain dead, you would say to yourself, well, who am I? I remember when I was much younger, I would sit outside and I would watch people go by in the night, in the summer night, on a beautiful night in the summer. I'd be sitting outside and I would watch people go by and I would think to myself, and it didn't matter who that person was. I would say, there is that man or that woman walking. And who is that person's mother? And who is that person's mother, or who is that father? And just the idea that we come from somewhere. Here I am. I don't just come from my mother. I'm coming from her mother's mother and her mother's mother, and infinity. We have to recognize where we come from, understand the path that our forebears trod, and here we are today, wholesome or broken. It is our responsibility to find out, to go back, to search, to make meaning. We are the ones that have been waiting for. See, my great 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 grandmother didn't have this. My great 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 grandfather perhaps didn't even have a voice, couldn't speak, didn't have the words to articulate, his language stolen, and the new language introduced to him he did not know. And when he tried to assimilate and learn the new language, he was just mocked and ridiculed. Have you ever seen how they mock and ridicule people who don't speak English language? It's shameful. Now, when I hear people with different accents, regardless of where they come from, even if they're European, I think it's beautiful. All the different British accent or Scottish, Scottish accent or whatever, French. It's a beautiful thing, man. Brings diversity to the landscape. So I am the one that my forebears have been waiting for. I have to understand that I didn't just come here to eat and sleep and drink and have sex and have children. And that's just not why I came. I came to continue the journey. And when I go, my daughters are gonna have to continue the journey. We all have this big responsibility to find ourselves in the path, find out how we are placed in this environment or this world, and what our role is. Not necessarily to please others who are around us, but to find out it is our responsibility to find out and to carry on that baton, to do what the others were not able to do, to bring it forward. So it's not the people in this time that you have to be concerned about. It's those who have gone on. They can no longer make a difference. They can no longer make changes. They can no longer, carry that baton to victory. We're the ones that they've been waiting for. I want to say to individuals now, and I'm speaking to all people, but again, I don't know all people very well. Apart from maybe meeting someone and they tell you a few things about them, you don't really know about other people except what they tell you. So I'm speaking to my own people, and I'm saying to us that I am so tired of watching people share videos, cops beating black men or women. I absolutely hate it. I don't feel sad. I don't feel angry about it anymore. I'm tired to see it because it serves no purpose. Why are you showing me? It's something that you already know it's happening. That's not to say that, okay, because it's happening and you're used to it, you should do anything about it. But the way you're going about doing this is sharing it, saying you're making it go viral, and you're making people see it. To do what? So that you can talk about it? So that after that woman is beaten or that man is beaten or family members are killed, the same black family is then taken aside and given a $2 bill. And they say, okay, forget the whole thing. This money that I got, is recompense. Magic. Paper is worth the life of your loved ones and so on and so forth. I don't want to see those things anymore. What I also want to say is, I am no longer in that place where someone says to me, I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't care. Again, I tell you this before, I don't care about your apology. I don't care about your I'm sorry. Why are you sorry? You sorry you got caught? Are you sorry that, I know who you are now? What are you sorry? Don't be sorry, change. And I don't even want you to change, man. Be yourself. Be true to who you are. So there's a man who I have this conflict with because, he's a horrible person. But there's a part of me that I have to give him slack because I say he's a horrible person. He makes me know what I'm dealing with. See, it's not a personal. I don't know him personally, but the things that he does and says in the world, I said to myself, well, you know what? He is really a beast of a monster. But you know what you're dealing with. And I think this is one of the biggest problem people have, and it goes across the board. People come out to you and show that they're monsters. They come out and they show you they have fangs. Their fangs come down. And these individuals, if you really study people, if you really want to get along with people and you want to live in harmony with people, you can't just, let someone tell you who they are. You've got to study them for yourself. Figure them out. I am so interested in figuring out people. So I'm in a room full of people. I'm really not going to be in the mix, blabbing and smiling. It's just not who I am. I get overwhelmed with all that energy. But I'll be in the corner and I watch individuals. I watch their mannerisms. I watch the way they laugh or the way they talk or the way they roll their eyes. I get a sense of who they are. I like to figure out who people are. And I've never been led astray. I usually have a good idea about who people are. I know when someone is speaking and they're not sincere, even though they're saying the nicest things, even though they're smiling and they're hugging you. I can read. I can literally read. Excuse my tongue time today. I can read, and some people say read between the lines. The words are soft and beautiful, and they speak to me. The energy that comes from those words, I know that person's mindset when they were working. I know when you're trying to trick me. I know when you're being sarcastic. I know when you're being wicked, but you want to deceive me. You want to pull me in your web of lies. You want to kill me. I know when you say I love you, but you hate me. I feel it. I know it. The words again is powerful. The energy that you get from people, and it doesn't change, or it's not muted because you're doing it in writing or because you're doing it on social media. If you're sincere, that's the energy that is released from you. That's why some people draw so many people to them. The energy that they emit, draw people to them. They're genuinely good, sweet, compassionate, funny people that pulls people. And then there are those who, pretend to be good. And for a while you might deceive people, but eventually it comes out. Eventually your truth comes out. This is why I sometimes go with the flow. If I feel negative energy and I send that out there, it's what I'm feeling. I want you to see the different faces of Jenny Wren. Sometimes I'm calm, peaceful. Sometimes I'm fired up. Sometimes I'm in that spiritual plane. Sometimes I'm in the physical plane. Many different faces. Even the way I look, I change from time to time, depending on the mode that I'm in. I'm going to tell you this. There are people in this world who are vampires. Literally. Okay? They live their life in pursuit of blood. Okay? And sometimes they're very good at masking it. You see, when the full moon comes up, the nature of that individual comes out. So what I'm trying to say is that there are times when individuals will not be able to hide their truth. And the fangs will come out. And now you saw that fang because you love the person, or you want to be in the company of such a person. And when the fang comes out, you don't want to believe what you saw because you want to be friends with this individual who's a vampire. And the vampire showed his true courage, or no, his true nature. And you want it to be something else. You don't want to believe it's a vampire. So the vampire puts out, there are some people who are vampires. I've met them. They're wicked. They're killing you, But while they're killing you, they don't want you to know that they're killing you. They want to be friends with you. They want you to love them. So as they're spending their time finding different ways how to destroy you, they still want you to die thinking that they're your friend, and you're not your friend. They're your enemy. And some of us get very lucky and we get a chance to see the fangs come out. Whoa, it flies down. And it's in its natural state. It's real. And it can't remove those fangs. It just came out and you saw that. It frightens you because, oh my goodness, you thought this was a saint. And then when you have the courage to confront the vampire and say, you're a vampire, it pulls the teeth back and it tells you, no, no, that's not what you see. And these vampires, sometimes they will cry when you confront, anytime you meet people who violate you, and when you have the courage to say to them, you have violated me, they start telling you that's not what you see, that's not what you experience. That in itself is an insult because you know what you feel. Then the vampire now tries to convince you that no, it's not that way. And you will find some of these vampires, they will start crying. It's the worst thing ever. It's the worst thing ever because I have found myself in that position quite a few times when vampires expose their teeth about to go into my neck, and I call them out and they retract those teeth, and then they try to tell me that I didn't see what I saw. And then when I have the courage to say, yes, I saw what I saw, and I'm not going to be deceived by your smiles, they start crying. You know, I used to comfort these individuals. I said, no, 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 it's okay. So they manage. They're so good. They're so manipulative that they do you wrong, but they'll never acknowledge that they did you wrong. You're going to find yourself in a position now where you are then comforting someone who violated you. Some devils are in this world. This is why I don't want anybody talking to me about devil in hell. Devil is on earth. So these vampires, they exist. And they never take responsibility for anything. They never accept where they go wrong. They can't just say, okay, you know what? If you're going to say the word sorry, I'm sorry. And then move on with their life and just go about their business, or just don't apologize. They want to convince you that you didn't experience this or that and it's not them. It's kind of like abusive men sometimes who beat the heck out of a woman and then turn around and he goes and he, you know, bathes the wounds and he gets the ointment and he puts on the wounds and he says, I'm so sorry. Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Almost killed the woman. And then he turns around and says, look what you made me do. Those individuals, they're psychotic. Those individuals are demonic. There's nothing you can do about them. You accept them for what they are. You stay away from them. It is in your best interest to stay away from vampires. It's in your best interest when you see people for who they are, believe them, and not because they seem quiet and nice and they don't swear, you know, and they don't act out like what some people do. You can't trust them because they come, you know, with their apologies and come with their niceties, and they might even give you things and try to placate you and try to surround you with fake love. You fall for it. We fall for that all the time. That is a big problem in our community. It's a big problem in our world. When somebody tell you who they are, believe them. When they show you their fangs, it doesn't matter if it's retracted. It's the same monster. It's the same. You go in to the jungle and you see the lion, and what you think is going to happen? The lion is going to come and sit at your feet and just, you know, be humble, and then go sleep in the cage with the lion. And tonight he leaves you alone because its belly is full. And staying there with him tomorrow, or her, the lioness, tomorrow, and see what's going to happen to you. Its nature will take over. So I don't need anybody to try to trick me, try to tell me anything when I know what I see. And these vampires are in every race. They're in your family. They're with your friends. They are people who you love. They're individuals who give you the impression that they love you. They are with you. And the only way to be safe from these individuals is to have this insight, to have vision, intuition. Listen to your gut and recognize it for what it is. We like to hold on to things and people too much because it makes us feel comfortable, because we claim we love it. Love your damn self, or you're gonna love somebody who hates you. It's not possible. It's not. If you love somebody who hates you, you hate yourself. Because love is kind, is compassionate, is good. It doesn't make you feel ugly. It doesn't make you feel nervous or scared. When someone loves you, you know. When someone hates you, you also know, because you feel it. Stop trying to make people what they are not. Stop questioning evil or evil people. It is what it is. If it happened 10,000 years ago and 10 generations come later, they will do the same thing if they're of the same mind. And the same person who fought against those 10 million years ago will fight against them. The generation that comes later will do the same. Goodness and righteousness are words coined by people to try to explain what they think is good or bad. It's relative. For one person, righteousness means going out there with brute force, brutality, and taking things and people and animals into captivity. For some people, that's righteous. Taking charge, doing as you will. And these individuals cannot be reasoned with. These individuals don't see the bad thing that they're doing because it's not bad for them. It is in their best interest that they capture people, minds, bodies, and spirits. You can't reason with a lion when it's hungry. You can't tell a thief that what he's doing is wrong when he's a thief. His job is in the business of taking what is not his or hers. Not now. My beautiful daughter. Stop making excuses for people. Stop trying to find ways or to forgive people who didn't ask you for forgiveness. And we have no business forgiving anybody. You forgive yourself. You've done things that you conceive to be wrong. You forgive yourself. When you forgive yourself, you move on and you don't do it anymore. It's not my business to forgive you. Bless me, Father, I've sinned. The idea of going to man to ask for forgiveness is like going to a priest to say, I have done this, that, and please forgive me. Really? This man who doesn't even know your name is going to forgive you. We're ridiculous. And we don't want changes. We want acceptance in our lives. We don't want love. We want illusion. People are going to hate you, as I said earlier, even if you're a saint. And they're going to love you, even if you're a rogue. We live in terrible times, but this world always had terrible people who are willing to do terrible things. And those who consider themselves to be strong have always taken advantage of those they perceive to be weak. And fear have always been the thing that immobilized people. There or then and now. So a fear is what prevents people from speaking out and speaking up, because they fear death, they fear punishment, they fear whatever. Fear is that demonic spirit that stops us from living. Another thing, we often look at our experiences, good or bad, and we allow those to define our situation now. Whatever experience you have prepares you for something. It prepares you for a work. Because what I know based on my experience, good or bad, really informs how I live my life now, how I deal with people. And when you find people who come with their guilt laden conscience and they did not do anything to be guilty of, you have to question that person and say, well, why are you feeling guilty about that if you did not do that? And that's not you, that's not on you. It's because you hold some of those same beliefs that you know deep down inside yourself that you're capable of doing those same things, that you're coming out here to protest, to say, I'm not this way, I'm not a thief, I'm not a liar, I'm not a killer, I'm a good person. Every time people come out to say that they're good, people start questioning these individuals. Because I don't have to tell you I'm a good person. You should be telling me. There are some very wicked people in this world, and they will never change. Stop asking them to. Stop taking the things that you know. It is a present reality. It is not just happening now, it's something that's always happened. People, human beings are not inherently good. I used to think that. I don't think that anymore. Those who do good things are only opening doors for themselves and their family for good things to happen. Those who are wicked are only opening doors for themselves and their family to experience the same thing. This is why if you have the patience to wait, you let people run amok. I'm not talking about the law and police and these people. You have to do a job of keeping the world safer. So I'm not saying you should make criminals run amok, but I'm just talking about people in their regular day-to-day experience with other people. You see individuals continuously do horrible things to others. For example, in the workplace, this monster which comes in every day and she terrorizes people and she tries to make their life a living hell. Just give her time. Of course, you're not going to allow yourself to be violated to where, you're physically harmed or emotionally harmed. But if it's not something that's harming you physically or emotionally, you let that person run amok, because what they're doing is opening that portal to suck them in. And eventually, when you hear about their end, you pity those individuals. Shango and Elegba are here. And the energies of our forebears, they're with us, around us. They speak to us. They let you hear words separate from what the person is uttering. They may be saying sweet, kind words, but when they come out, oh, they're like thunder, they're like lightning. And when you speak the truth, your words are like fire to the soul of the wicked. So even when you're being kind and sweet, those who are evil will hear those words. They come out as an attack on the wicked. Anytime you find people are coming to you and say, oh, you hurt my feelings, and you're thinking, how did I hurt your feelings? I was just talking about what I was experiencing and how I was feeling about something. If you're taking it personal, if you come out and you're saying, this happened to me and I'm hurt, and someone is coming to tell you, don't feel this way. Like some person said, why do I come to this country if I was going to bitch? So I don't know that individual, but obviously that person feels that I have no right to speak. I have no right to feel what I'm feeling because his feelings, overpower mine. That's a bully. If I were to meet that individual, and I don't care who you are, somehow you feel you have the right to speak and I don't. You don't want to hear my story. You don't have to listen to my story. You don't have to subject yourself to my story. But you feel that you are born with natural rights to speak and to live, and everybody else should be silenced. You're a devil. You're a devil. You come from a line of devils. Anytime you see people trying to shut you up and silence you, I don't go to people's website that feel like they hate Black people and try to go fight with them. Why would I do that? You have your followers, your devil followers who are with you, who support you. Why would I go there and fight with you? It's like going into a lion's cage again and fighting with lions because they tear a man apart. It's their nature, it's what they do. I don't have to justify the way I feel. I don't have to defend myself against you. You're going to hold whatever you want to hold. You live your life, man. You're not in control of me. You are not God. And I live in this land even though I wasn't born here, but I came here. You didn't bring me here. The creator and all that means, all the entity, the universe saw it as part of my destiny. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here in this basement apartment at this moment, because it prepares me for something great. This is why I'm in this country and I experience some of the things that I experience. Some really god awful people exist in this world, in this very space. Horrible people, of a beast of a people who want to pretend that they're nice, that they're good. They just want to dole out all kind of bad treatment towards other people. And you mustn't say anything. You must stay silent or you might be hated or someone might come to attack you. I don't care. You're not God. You know, whatever God is to you, you don't put breath in my life. You shoot me dead and I fall on the ground. You didn't win because my spirit lives forever. And my children are here. Why are you going to kill me and kill my children and kill their children? You're going to kill. You cannot kill us all. You were not able to kill all the slaves. You took their body, but their spirit still live on. If you realize that when you kill somebody, you're not, you physically remove that person from this world, but spiritually they're still here. They come back. They're like the wind, the whirlwind, like Marcus Garvey said, they will come back. This is why I'm here. I was never a slave. I was born 1967. Count from the time when slavery was abolished to 1967. That's a long time. And here I am, 50 years old, talking about some of the things that happened to my people who I don't know. I never would know. I personally don't know my father's people. I don't really know my real biological father. The person who they said is my father is not. I don't know my mother's people. I don't know her people, but still I feel compassion for these people. So I don't have mother and father in this world that I was close to or attached or grew up with. Where does this come from? Where is this energy? My experiences led me. See, the universe brought me through the channels that allow me to understand hatred, to understand, pain and suffering, to understand prejudice, to understand racism, to understand suffer and hunger and starvation and poverty. So I can do that work. I can bring awareness to conditions of all people, not just Black people, because people suffer. You still got 1% of the world's population wealthy, and the rest suffer all kinds of degradation and shame. So those who are evil are really a small group. But the larger group sees what they do and feel powerless to do anything about it. And so the small group that controls and abuse and have horrible history, cruelty, they do things, and those who are from that group sometimes align themselves to them because they figure what falls off the table, can fall on the ground and they can feed. So they align themselves to wicked people. They don't want to change anything because they figure, well, whatever is happening is not really affecting me that much. It is in my best interest to align myself with individuals who have the power to change other person's circumstances because they might give me favors. But at the end of the day, we all perish when we sit by and do nothing. When we say, okay, that's how it is. It's the order of things. We accept it. People, stop being afraid. Stop being afraid of people and what they can do to you. They're going to do it to you, whether you're afraid or not, whether you speak up. I just want to talk to somebody today. – The person show you the fang, accept that the person is a vampire. And whether you choose to sacrifice your life to that vampire, it's your business or not. But stop being in denial. If you can't love yourself, at least have enough love for your children. And as all people do, share your stories of redemption with your children. Share your stories about your heritage and your customs and your tradition with your children. Otherwise, if you are a person of color and you don't tell your children about your traditions and your culture, it's like your child walking around naked or wearing other people's clothing, ill-fitted clothing. So you find all people in the world, going astray because they don't know who they are. Try to love yourself. Learning to love yourself is the greatest gift of all. It is true. Be blessed, everyone. Think on these things.